少々お待ちを。完全初見のプレイになります。ところどころグダグダ、プレイなど脱線したりが目立つかもしれません。それも本チャンネルのご愛嬌というところでお楽しみください。神田沙也加死亡。神田沙也加死亡。神田沙也加死亡。神田沙也加死亡。神田沙也加死亡。神田沙也加死亡。神田沙也加死亡。神田沙也加死亡。神田沙也加死亡。そういった情報は間に合っております。 まもなくプレイ開始とします。
よし、じゃあやっていきましょうか。グリードフォールっていう、ちょっとリクエストは、なんていうのかな。はい、うちの嫁ちゃんからちょっとこのゲームやってほしいというリクエストいただいた、ゲームでございます。っていう、ついでに、よくゲオに行ってくるんですけど、そのゲオでたまに、安売りとか、1000円以下で売ってる ゲームをちょこちょこ買って、ちょっとどんなゲームなのか、どれだけ、値段相応のゲームなのかっていうことをちょっと検証、実験してみたいなということをちょっと思いつきまして、ちょっと今後ね、動画ではなくライブ配信の方で、リアルタイムで皆さんの目の前でちょっとやっていこうかなと思うので、ちょっと、もしよければ、今はね、配信来てない方、おられましても、よかったらこの後アーカイブでまた見返して、で、見てみてください。はい。ちょっとこの部分だけちょっとクリップでね、今後やってみようかなと思うんで、はい。ぜひご覧ください。さあ、というわけでじゃあ、グリードフォール第一発目、やっていきましょうか。今日はね、ちょっと路上、いつもはね、ちょっと路上パフォーマンス行くんですけども、ちょっと今日、明日は、お休みとします。はい。なぜなら、はい、最初の、三が日2日間頑張ったからです。はい。じゃあ、行きましょう。じゃあ、スタート。ぼんやり見えるくらいでしょ。これでいいです。さあ、ロードしよう。あるわけないよな。じゃあ、新しいゲーム。標準簡単ハード極み。このモードでは仲間は強くなり、敵は攻撃性が低く、ダメージも少なくなるので、戦略や攻撃にあまり時間を費やずに冒険を試してみる。通常でいこう。さあ、実際このゲーム何の情報もないまま、今からプレイしていくので、ちょっと何も調べがないんでね、もしこのゲームやったことあるよって人いたら、一緒に見てもらえたらと思います。私ムービーなんで一旦ちょっとマイク止めますね。
Could you stand a little taller, just a tad?
Like this?
Yes, yes. The chin a tiny bit lower. Gaze a little more to the right. There! Now, hold the pose.
そうか、これ自分のキャラクターを作れるんだ。へえ。あ、男女と選べれるんだね。なんかこのしょっぱそうというか、座れ始めてるようなこの人相、やば。プリセットで、なるほど。アジア系の顔も一応作れるっちゃ作れるんですね。OK、じゃあプリセットこれからいこう。顔。ちょっと待って、顔がだいぶちょっとよくわからないんで、こっち見て。こんな感じかな。で、髪の毛が、なるほどね。この頃はみんな髪ちょっと伸ばしてんのかな。あ、これ違うな。もうちょっと。これにしよう、とりあえず。これはちげ。これでいこう。ひげはいらないね。ひげなし。眉毛がこんな感じかな。これ何がある。これ近いな。これがこれ、これ違う。これが近いね。他もないもんな。 太めなんだよね、眉毛。あ、これだね。もうこれでいこう。肌の色。5段階か。5段階とすると、こんな感じかな。髪の色を変えれるんだ。緑あるかな。緑ない。緑ないから黒色。目の色。はい、ブラウンですね。はい、これ。少々お待ちを。はい、お待たせしました。あなたのプレイスタイルに応じて開始スキルを選択してください。スキルツリーが開いています。進行中に他のアーキタイプのスキルのロックを解除することができます。戦士、技術、魔法。はあ、なるほど。科学の力、ピッキングとか直感。片手、大型武器。片手剣、銃器。強さ、持久力。技術がエレメンタルトラップを設定する銃器、片手剣。属性は精度と俊敏性。科学の力にピッキング。技術行きたいけどね、俺不器用だからな。戦士か。でも一気銃器使えるっていうからね。銃器、戦士。はい、次。スキルツリーか。これだったらどうなるんだろう。変わるのかな。次なんでもいいでしょ。はい。4つ使えるということで、強さ、持久力、精度、意志、メンタルパワー、俊敏性。ここだな。強さ、持久、精度、俊敏性。はい、これと、こことここ。あれ、ポイント1しか使えないの。それだったらもう強さだな、先に。はい、次。カリスマ性、科学の力、ピッキング、直感、職人の技、スタミナ。バランスが必要となる難しい道を。はい、カリスマレベルにします。このキャラで。いやすごい似なかったな、自分に。なんだこの顔は。なんというこの中世の醤油顔。誰やこれ。これ誰。これあれじゃん。下手なこと言わずにもう始めましょうね。はい、じゃあスタート。
Just a few more minutes. You have such an incredibly singular face. That's a compliment, my lord, out of my mouth. Your particularity gives you character.
You're still here?
We've nearly finished. Have you any more need of me, Master?
You haven't forgotten that we're setting sail today, have you?
Of course not.
Your cousin is nowhere to be found. I've searched the palace from cellars to attics. Your uncle is beside himself.
He was of a mind to paint the town last night. Don't worry, I shall track him down. Make care to your own preparations without wrinkling another frown. We'll meet you on the boat.
It's about time your cousin took account of the responsibilities awaiting him. He should go and inform the ambassadors of Teleme and the Bridge Alliance of his departure.
Have no fear, Master. I will go and see them in his name. I beg your pardon, but urgent matters call me away. Might we finish all this later?
Impossible, my lord. You are leaving with the tide, if what I've been told is correct.
I am sorry, sir. Truly, I must be going.
My lord, please, I beg you. Her Highness has personally requested I finish this.
Thank you, cousin, for getting me out of that.
じゃあちょっとスタートしていきましょうか。うわー、なんかすごいアサシンクリード的な感じ。あ、なにこれ、ちょっと待って、これさ、カメラなんで感性働いてんのなんで滑るの。これ止めるんですけど、若干スーッ、もうギコギコじゃなくて、もうこのままスーッと感性が働く、滑る感じがあるんだよな。嘘でしょ、マジで。まあいいや、とりあえずちょっとこれダッシュ、違うダッシュは違うどれ、はい、あ、一時停止なんかあるの。ダッシュどうやってやるの。あ、これで走れるの。
Hey! God.
Kurt.
And so the day has finally come. My royal fledglings are leaving the nest.
Accompanied by their most loyal and tenacious master of arms.
As loyal as your goal.
Oh, enough with the cold mercenary. I know you like us. Still hiding your men in the unsuspecting shadows of the greats of this world, I see.
Hey, our blades are the only thing keeping you dainties alive.
Kurt, I'm not in need of your protection. I'm no longer a child, you know.
Is that so? Well, let's see. Fight with honor!
戦うのハンマーで、マジハンマーでしょ。です、剣でいきます。うわー、なんか、はい、一時停止。あ、いろいろとできる。タイムアタック、キック。あ、ちょっと待って、これクイックアタックか、ごめん、タイムアタックだと思ってた。キック、はい、キック、キック、キック、キック、キック、大体キック、腕がなぜか燃えてる。ほら、かわす、受け流す、はい、受け流す、かわす、受け流す、かわす、実力証明しよう。おらーしね。一時停止をしてからポーション、回復ポーション。あ、よし。怒りを使う。怒る。アドレナリンが足りない。受け流す、かわす、受け流す。えい、もう蹴りだけでいいでしょ、もうこれ。なんだこのゲームは。 ちょっと待って何このゲーム。ちょっと待って、こっからのえい。
What a green blood. Me who thought myself a competent weapons master.
It's becoming a little hard to believe.
Don't add insult to injury. This is humiliating enough. We'll need to get you through the basics, or you risk getting your feathers plucked at the first sign of trouble.
That could definitely come in handy.
In that case, Otto here is going to be your training partner. Go! Fight with honor!
よし、じゃあ続きしようか。ショートカットにピストルを割り当てる。どこにピストルがあるの？これか。あ、これ。ダイレクトシールドにしてます。
It appears we've brushed up on the basics.
It does, and I'd like to be on my way. I've quite the list of things to do before we depart.
Indeed. Remember that you can always train in our barracks on the island if you're feeling rusty.
Are your bags packed for the great departure?
Yes, you know I get by with very little. You're not angry that I'm coming with you, I hope.
On the contrary, I'm thrilled that both you and Sir de Corsillon are joining our party. A few friends at your side in unknown territory is a boon.
Ah, so the old goat is coming too. And there I was thinking I would die of boredom. By the way, where is our...
I should have gone with...
It is never... I'll meet you in...
Very well.
クルツどこ？これか。
What is this? Have you not been taught to knock? I've asked 1,000 times. Oh, it's you, my dear child.
I'm sorry. I'm having trouble getting used to your condition.
Come now, let's speak of more pleasant things. I'm so very happy to hear your voice. You remind me so much of your father. I miss him so. Today is the big day, isn't it? Ready to set sail for that island everyone's talking about.
Yes, but the idea of leaving you behind, alone and ill...
Dying, my child. Alas, there is nothing you can do by staying that would ease my suffering. One thing brings me cheer. They say the island is full of miracles, and we might find a cure.
Even if I were to find it, I would never be able to return in time to...
I know. But it brings me comfort to know my son has left on a mission to heal his people. Come now. It is time for you to take leave. Here, take this with you.
What is it?
A family heirloom. Something that... Take it and keep it with you. May it bring you good luck. All my blessings go with you, my child. Now, be off.
Kurt. It's done.
Sorry, Greenblood. Look, we can see the masts of the ship that'll be taking us. This is one sacred adventure we're embarking on.
I hope
You know,
you're right.
look at the in the
Right.
仲間を設定しろって。仲間なんかいらへんって。
Where would you like to begin?
I've been asked to pay visits to the ambassadors of Thélème and the Bridge Alliance before our departure. Their dwellings are not far from here. We could go there first.
Very well.
中
Do you
世
think
のイタ
Constantine
リア
will be
か
waiting for us next to this ship?
I don't know, but it's certainly worthy of
イ
inspection.
タリアかなんかわからんけど、パイレーツ・オブ・カリビアンの世界的な感じだな。それか本当はアサシン・クリードのあの世界。まあなんでもいいや。今から自分の素行がこのキャラクターを作っていくらしいから。はい、どこに変えばいいかもう分からなくなりました。そう、マップないのよ。地図は今こんなんだけど、ここに向かえばいいの？にしてもこのゲームって音すっごいちっちゃいんだな。走り方違和感ありすぎじゃね？足でも怪我してる？お前やるってか？これまっすぐね。おお、燃えてる燃えてる。これか。どれ？サヒン大使。
Your Excellency.
Lord de Sade, I have been told that you were named legate. Congratulations. Those are great responsibilities for someone as young as yourself. But you will bring honor upon your family and the congregation. Of that I'm certain.
I thank you, Excellency. I've come here to inform you of our departure for Tiefredi. My cousin Constantine is about to take up office as governor of New Serene, and I'm accompanying him.
I had no idea you would be leaving so quickly. What a shame. I had thought... Well, then, that is a pity. Have a pleasant voyage. A brilliant future awaits you. They say that it is a marvelous island. Please convey to your cousin my congratulations and sincere wishes for success.
You seem slightly hesitant. Please, tell me what troubles you.
A rather unscrupulous individual.
Do people actually give credence to these lies?
Alas, yes. They snap. As you can well imagine, alchemists are our... This vulgar trickster casts... In any city... The...
あ、読んでたの？ いや、なんか話長えなと思って。
配信してるんだから見てる人がいるんだからさ。
じゃあちょっと質問しよう。ブリッジ同盟。
Would you be so kind as to tell me what you know about the Bridge Alliance?
With pleasure. A legate needs to know the history and strengths of his allies. The alliance was sealed by several nations of the Bridge around 200 years ago. The greatest of our cities, Al-Sad, became the capital, and a council formed from the different nations now rules. This union was originally put into place to better resist the appetites for conquering our neighbors, but our ancestors quickly realized that the union had also strengthened us economically and culturally. And of course, exchanges in knowledge were strongly encouraged from the outset. Today, it is by no means an overstatement to claim that the Bridge Alliance leads our world in science and exploration. Each day, we push the limits of our understanding further in each and every domain.
Could you give me your understanding of the relations between the congregation and the bridge?
Our relations hang essentially on the quality of our trade and commerce. The exchanges are very profitable, especially on the cultural front. I will not hide from you that we have hoped you would join our number for quite some time. But your princes insist on maintaining a neutral stance between the congregation and the other nations on the continent. It is by all means a respectable position, even if it means you also trade with our enemies.
一旦ちょっとマイク切ったまま進めます。
The Bridge Alliance has been on Tier for much longer than we have. What can you tell me?
It is true that we founded Hikmet, our newest city, around 15 years ago now. Alas, I haven't been able to go there myself. I can only tell you what others have reported to me. It is a luxurious island. An enormous dead volcano thrones in its center. The vegetation is extremely varied, and the fauna wondrous. We discovered animals that we had never ever seen before. Some are bigger than houses. But they're not the only occupants of the island. A savage and crude people also live there, who speak an incomprehensible language. But you shall discover all of this for yourself soon enough.
And what of your war with Ptolemy?
It has been dragging on. In fact, it has been dragging on for years. It is madness. If those bigots hadn't gotten it in their heads to convert the entire continent, we wouldn't be in this situation. But that's the way of the world. We shall not waver, whether here or on Tier.
Have you been fighting battles there as well?
From what I've been told, Ptolemy has wisely and tastefully built their colony far from our city. Direct conflicts are, in fact, quite rare. But one day they will inevitably take place.
I need to be going. Goodbye, Excellency.
Goodbye, Lord de Sade.
Good day, Excellency.
Sir de Sade, to what do I owe the pleasure?
I have come to inform you that my cousin Constantine and I are departing for Tirfredi on the hour.
Ah, yes. I did indeed hear talk that you had both received callings of greater stature. Allow me to congratulate you. Were you not named legate of the congregation?
You are correct, Excellency. I thank you.
It is a station of great honor that I am sure you will fill with brio and panache. The Mother Cardinal Cornelia will be enchanted to work with you, and your cousin in the future. I only regret that your departure is so sudden.
Really?
To be entirely honest with you, I was hoping to solicit your help in a rather delicate matter.
Tell me more about it, and perhaps I can take care of your problem before my departure.
Very well. A small group of dangerous heretics has found refuge in Serene. We know that your uncle tolerates the presence of all pagans within the city walls. But these particular non-believers threaten the fragile harmony of this place. We would consider it a tremendous favor if you would arrest them and deliver them to our guard.
Heresy is not a crime in Serene. You do know that. But I'm sure my uncle would hear your arguments. Why call on my intervention?
The prince would indeed give us his blessing, but it would take time. Far too much time. For according to our sources, these fugitives have already made contact with a smuggler to take them who knows where.
I see. You're hoping that I'll be able to do something before they make it to an enemy city. If your heretics are planning on boarding a ship, then they must be in the dockyards. I'll look into this and see what I can do. Could you tell me anything about Thélème?
It would be a pleasure. As you already know, our glorious nation is guided by our faith. We follow the teachings of Matthias, our founder and greatest prophet, and give thanks each day to the Luminous for having gifted us magic. The high dignitaries of Thélème are at the same time our spiritual guides, advocates, and grand mages.
I've heard say that dissensions have appeared recently in your nation.
Ah, you must certainly be speaking about the debates that have divided the Ordo Luminous and the more political orders. The Lord Luminous has an extremely pure vision of our faith and applies the words of our saint very strictly. But other, more open-minded factions exist within our nation. They believe that a less rigid dialectic would attract souls more readily to our faith. But their differences are purely theoretical and do not threaten the cohesion of our nation, I assure you.
What's your point of view on the relations between our two nations?
As ambassador of Thélème, I can only rejoice at the mention of our commercial treaties. We appreciate as well the welcome that your uncle gave to our missionaries. Thanks to your support, more and more believers wander your lands. The congregation is our most precious ally. To be perfectly honest, we have only two complaints: that heresy is tolerated, and that your treaties with the Bridge Alliance are maintained.
How is Thélème faring on Tirfredi?
We built a marvelous city, San Matthias, on the western coast of the island. Did you know that certain historians believe that it might well have been the final resting place of our prophet? Our missionaries there are a multitude. Not a day passes without new islanders joining our sacred faith. Of course, there are certain pockets of resistance. There is talk of a demonic cult, disgusting creatures. But I am confident that the Ordo Luminous will be able to put an end to these horrors. And we have tremendous hopes that the entire native population will join our ranks.
I must be going. Farewell, Excellency.
May the light guide you, de Sade.
The merchant is there. Greenblood, do you need something?
I wondered if you ever felt lonely.
I always do. Why, do you want to rectify this?
I hope to have kept you good company for all these years. After all, we were always together.
And I valued your friendship. But I thought you were referring to another kind of company. And to be honest, you and Constantine aren't exactly my type. Anything else?
I must leave you.
Lively there, lads and lasses! I promised the merchants and their prince we'd be off before the tide. You, man, carry that properly. That porcelain is worth more than your life. There are some children we'd been best to refuse.
Captain Vasco.
And you are?
I'm de Sade, the prince's nephew. If all is in order, we will soon be embarking on your boat.
It's a ship, not a boat.
Apologies.
Apologies for my asking, but the young governor isn't with you.
He didn't come home this morning. I need to find him before departure.
I hope nothing's happened to him or he hasn't changed his mind. The tide does not wait.
Perhaps he simply celebrated his imminent departure with a little too much enthusiasm. Is everything ready?
We're short a crew member. The cabin boy is missing. But have no fear, we will leave without him if he does not present himself before the tide.
Is he an important member of the crew?
We don't need him for sailing or navigation. He's only a cabin boy.
He must have simply had a bit too much to drink in celebrating his departure. Like another I know.
I doubt that. Jonas was never one to fancy drink. And it's been 2 days since last he was seen. No, I fear something bad has happened to him. Might I ask you, if you hear anything, could you report it to me? I would like to set sail with a clear mind.
Be back soon, Captain.
Sir, you still haven't found your cousin. As you well know, we cannot leave without him.
Have no fear. I will bring him back in time to make our scheduled departure. Is everything ready?
I'm still without news of my cabin boy, but we will have to do without.
When did you see your cabin boy for the last time?
It's been 2 days since I've had any news at all. It wasn't out of the ordinary until this morning. My men have free shore leave when we're at dock. But the day of departure, every able-bodied sailor must be present on the ship.
When did you see your cabin boy for the last time?
It's been 2 days. But the day...
Does the boy know anyone in Serene?
Other than fellow Norts, you mean? I don't think so, but it's difficult to be sure.
Have you seen anyone wandering about? Suspicious looking? Maybe clandestine passengers?
Take a look around. There are far too many comings and goings to spot possible stowaways. As long as they don't try and get on my ship, I pay no attention to them. That said, we did catch ourselves a smuggler just a while ago.
A smuggler? Maybe he could be a...
In the port jails, not far from the warehouses. May I ask you, why the sudden interest in smugglers and the odd stowaway?
A couple of heretics are planning on leaving Serene. The ambassador of Thélème has entrusted me with the job of capturing them.
Happy to see that you trust me enough to seek my counsel in the affair. Just so happens that I heard someone talking about the couple. The Cardinal's men are far from discreet. They're making quite some ruckus, asking to search our warehouses. We, of course, refused entry. Only the Norts have access. I'm sorry, Your Excellency, but I'm certain your potential stowaways aren't far. But we won't allow you to make a search to grab them. Not officially, at least.
What do you mean?
That discretion and malice are often more useful than titles and words.
You haven't heard anything about my cousin by chance, have you? To be honest, we were hoping to find him here.
Did you say he was intending on celebrating his departure? My men spoke of a rather animated party that went down at the Coin Tavern, but I haven't heard anything else.
That isn't the safest place in the city. I hope nothing has happened to him.
Let's go and find him. Thank you, Captain.
Happy to be of some help.
Could you tell me a little about your guild?
We are masters of the oceans. Our ships can sail where no others dare.
Thanks to your magic, so I've heard. How do you become a Nord?
Our magic, yes, that only the Nords master. As for your question, any child born on one of our ships is sea-born. He is a Nort from birth. Others are sea-gifted, joining the Nords for different reasons, often from a young age. It's how the guild is made and maintains its numbers.
Could you tell me anything about our destination? The island of Tiefredi?
It is a magnificent place. Wild. Spared from your wars and your mines, for now. The natives have a relationship with their land, and consider it sacred. They're a very friendly people, welcoming, that will appear to you strangely familiar. I've also heard that there are a great many exotic creatures, some enormous. But I wouldn't know what else to tell you. I've never strayed far from the ports.
What do you think of our port?
Are you referring to this one? It is the biggest high seas port on the continent. Thanks to your prince, even though it remains part of your city, it holds a particular status for us Nords. Certain zones are owned completely by us, and maritime law holds office. It's a good port. Were it not for the Malachor, it would be a pleasant place to dock.
Be back soon, Captain.
We need to have a word with that people smuggler the sailor mentioned.
He's a captain, Kurt, like yourself. And in order to interrogate the smuggler, we'll need to find a way into his jail. Good day, tavern keeper.
Good day to you. What is your pleasure?
How is business going these days?
It's picking up. We've not seen many new customers, but of late things are looking better. The Malicor and the neighbouring wars have dampened commerce. The epidemic still rages, but the possibility of finding a cure on that island has given people something to hope for. Now that we have a city there, quite a few seafarers come by to spend their wages.
Has the Malicor really put a damper on your business?
More than a damper. They were soaked. When the sickness began to spread, a wave of panic followed in its wake. People stopped going out of their homes. They were afraid. I was close to close. And then, thankfully, the people were still distrustful. I also lost quite... but that's nothing.
I need to be off.
Goodbye.
Tavern keeper.
I'll see you...
With all these sailors...
Right.
With all these sailors coming and going, you must have heard some stories about Tirfredi.
Right. Even stories that my heaviest drinkers would have trouble believing. They say that man-trees live there. Dragons and gigantic creatures. Treasure abounds under every rock. Eternal life is hidden somewhere there. Last night, some Nauts even told me they... You know the kind. If you ask my opinion, the drink was fueling their imaginations.
I need to be off. Farewell.
Goodbye.
Tavern keeper.
I see you're back. Can I pour you...
I need to be off.
Goodbye. Yeah! Yeah!
Tavern keeper.
I see you're back.
I'm looking for my cousin. His name is Constantine. I believe he was intent on celebrating his departure last night.
There was indeed a party here last night, but it ended badly.
Whatever do you mean?
A brawl broke out. My tavern was shattered, and no one's paid for the damages.
I'm sorry. Amongst the rebel rousers, did there happen to be a young man? 20 years of age. Hair down to his neck, light brown, blue eyes. Quite the talker.
I don't believe it. Of course he was there. He's the man that started the fight. I hope you've come to reimburse me. Don't count on me to help you if that's not the case.
What kind of damage are we talking about exactly?
A good half of my furniture was broken into firewood. I piled up the lot over there.
Let me take a look. Perhaps it can be repaired.
If you can fix it, I'll be obliged. If not, you'll need to pay.
The furniture is in terrible condition. The fight must have been extremely violent.
It looks as if it's fixable. I've seen worse. We'll need to build some metal dowels, but once done, we can make them like new.
Citizens of Serene, come to me. You won't regret this, mirror. Citizens, I present to you Panacea, the absolute cure of everything. Toothache, stomach ailment, and even an open wound. This potion heals all of that. And more still, this little phial is the product of years of research and intensive labor. I hear you asking, if this remedy can heal one from the Malachor. Alas, not yet. But your question is legitimate. I am so close to finding the cure. But the Malachor isn't the only ailment causing you to suffer. Not true? Then don't miss out on this chance and give yourself a healthy and energized life. Rejoice! A file only costs a few coins, and well worth it to make your life shiny and new again.
Does it really heal everything, your potion?
Everything. Absolutely everything. Except the Malachor, of course. That being said, it is known that those in top health resist the Malachor best of all. Then don't throw away this chance. Think of all the pains that this potion could help you avoid.
You are right. It's a deal. I'm gonna take two.
There's a man that knows a good deal when he sees one. Hurry now. There won't be enough for everyone.
There he is. He's our man, no doubt.
His speech is well polished. I even...
Ah, you're finally tempted.
In all honesty, I haven't made up my mind yet. I want to be certain that I'm not dealing with a charlatan.
In this day and age, I can't blame you. What might I do to convince you?
Are there any nasty side effects with this remedy of yours?
There are none. You will feel nothing but an intense sense of well-being.
Will you drink one of your potions to prove your good faith?
Of course. I take a little sip every morning. But as I'm in perfect health, you won't be able to verify the improvement in my condition. But if it helps you make up your mind, give me just a moment. There now. As you see, I am still in excellent condition.
Come on now, I saw you take that vial out of your pocket. Nothing proves that it's the same potion that you sell to your clients.
As a man of science, I consider skepticism a remarkable quality. But in your case, it is not skepticism, but blindness.
We need to steal one of these potions and force him to drink it.
Brilliant idea, Kurt. Let's take a look at his cart.
I wish you a good day, Your Excellency. To my help, and death to the others!
Have you finally made up your mind?
I happen to have a vial of your medicine. Would you be willing to drink it in front of us? To prove that there is no risk?
This bullying is trying my patience. I'm beginning to suspect that you might be working for a rival.
You refuse to taste it?
You might have put something in it to cause me harm or further disgrace.
No, look. The vial is still sealed. It comes straight from your stock.
And you dare challenge me when you have just admitted to being a thief?
Come now. You can see for yourself that I'm gladly returning your vial, so that you might drink it in front of witnesses. This might help to dissipate my doubts, as well as those of these brave folk.
Yes, no, you don't have the right!
Damnation. He got away. He can't have gone far.
Find him before his head ends up on a spike.
Hello, sir. I have seen so many horrors.
Sire, I'm sorry. I'm afraid that I won't make for good company. I must go to the I lost almost my entire family in a few months. Why did they have to die?
There are some days when you'd rather get drunk all day than have to... Well then, were you able to repair it all?
No, I haven't been...
In that case, you...
I regret I don't have the...
Either you repair them, or you reimburse them.
That's ridiculous. He could reimburse you easily. He's...
Perhaps, but a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. And as for promises, I've...
Very well. I need to be off. Farewell.
Good. Well then, were you able to repair...
No.
In that...
I need to be off. Farewell.
Goodbye.
I could repair this if I had some metal dowel.
このゲームの配信は一旦ここまでにします。この後、また別のゲームの配信をします。値段相応って感じでした。けど、まだ始めたばかりですので、まだ諦めずにプレイしていってみます。それでは一旦終わります。 ありがとう。